We're here in West Jerusalem, which is as normal and quiet, I think, as anywhere else. This is my little garden. It is kind of a refuge. A little house on the prairie, Jerusalem style. When we moved in, there was a big article in the newspaper. Ashkenazi Jews move into Nachlaot, into this slum Mizrahi neighborhood. I mean, it was like news. My granddaughter Zohar, my daughter Efrat. Home is a part of you, like Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, who said there's no place like home. Home is an extension of you. It's your most intimate space.
Hi, drool. No, somebody else is stupid. You hold it, I'll make her smile.
Okay.
I like this.
One of our considerations was when we got married that we wanted to live in an older kind of a house. We didn't want to live in a sterile apartment building or something. And we could have, at that time, found a lot of houses that had been Palestinian houses. But we thought about that and we said, no, we're not going to move into a house that had been a Palestinian house before. When I got to Israel, even before I really knew the place, it already spoke to me. There were pieces of the Zionist idea that I did pick up on. I think that Jews do have a legitimate place. There is a genuine tie to that part of the world. A home for Jews is a very sacred place because the home that they found at different times was always so tentative. The Jews were the wanderers. They didn't have a home. They didn't have a homeland.
Where we are now, it's part of Jerusalem, part of East Jerusalem. God bless us and give us 6 kids. This is the makluba. Everywhere when you hear this sound, it's makluba. Yeah. This is the public Palestinian food because they put all the dish together. See? This is chicken now, potato, carrots, and flour. Our hope is to have a home blessed by God, protected by God. We need to have a home in our homeland. Maybe this olive tree planted by my grandfather before 100 years. It is very sweet grape. I never eat like this in my life. My family has been forced to leave our village, Ambishagaf, which is near Beersheba, in 1948, because it is one of the 418 villages destroyed by Israeli Haganah at that time. My family moved and lived in old city of Jerusalem. And then, for another time, in 1967, they forced to leave old city of Jerusalem and live in a camp called Jafat Refugees Camp near Jerusalem. That time we are 5 brothers and 5 sisters. They gave us a room which is about 3.5 meters by 6 meters.
I came here when I was a year old with my parents from Bulgaria. I remember the yard. And I just love to sit there and watch the lemon tree, the movements of the jacaranda, you know. And that was my solace because, you know, after Holocaust Israel was very, the atmosphere was always very tense. And people were very, very emotional and everything was loaded. And I used to drink a lot of lemon juice. It was just after the Six-Day War. Very, very happy that we had not been swallowed by all the countries around us. It was really a great surprise when there was this ring at my door, and there were 3 men who stood there. And they were Palestinians. And they were the enemy.
ويعني أنا على الرغم من صغر سني لما تركت البيت تعرفت عليه من صور كانت مطبوعة في ذهني سابقا. هذا البيت بنى والدي وعرق جبينه.
I stood there, I looked at them, I realized instantaneously who they were, and I had 1 second to make the decision.
لما يعني فتحت داليا الباب ووقفت أمامنا أخبرتها إنه أنا صاحب البيت قبل 48.
They looked at me and they asked with such trepidation almost to get into their home.
فهي استأذنتنا يعني لمدة بسيطة، قالت أعطوني بس دقائق مشان أدخل رتب البيت تشوفوه في أحلى صورة.
And I opened the door. My intuition told me that I was completely safe and that these people belonged here, that they had deep heartstrings connecting them to this place.
للحقيقة يعني شعور شخص يتعبد داخل مكان مقدس.
I believe that at that point a bond was established.
بالفعل يعني لما دخلت أحد الغرف قلت لها أنا كنت أنام في هذه الغرفة، قالت لي وأنا حاليا بنام فيها.
Just as we, the Jewish people, have been in diaspora for 2,000 years and we have not forgotten our home, then they who have then been out exiled for 19 years, why should they forget their home? He stood in silence by the tree and he touched it, and tears were coming down his cheek. He planted this tree in 1936.
وطلب إنه يقطفوا له حبة ليمون من الشجرة عشان ياخدها ذكرى للبيت.
And my father picked up a cluster of lemons and he gave him the lemons. And Ahmad kept him in his home for years and years and years. And at night he would pace with these shriveled lemons and would hold them as his precious memory. I then realized that we belonged here and they belonged here, that this was my house and this was their house, and I had many years to deal with that, you know, with this tension of how we could reconcile these two realities.